I'm Gary North, and I'm going to take you through my evaluation of a website that is being created by a member of my membership community, website community, GaryNorth.com. He has been posting questions on one of my forums, and so I'm going to use this video as an example of how I answer this kind of question on my forums. This site is being designed to fit into another site which I manage, the Ron Paul Curriculum. I am the Director of Curriculum Development for the Ron Paul Curriculum. So it's in my self-interest to promote any site that will help us make this a better curriculum, and this is certainly such a site. This site will be referred to when it's in its final form on the Ron Paul Curriculum section of the site that is part of the K through 5 program. This part of the program is free. Kindergarten through 5th grade on the Ron Paul Curriculum is free. This is going to be a free website, and we will redirect members of the Ron Paul Curriculum or anybody who just comes by and wants to get involved. We will redirect through a link to this particular site when it's in its final form. So I want to make the site a good site, and I want to show you how I go about evaluating a site. Maybe this will give you insight in how to develop your own website, whatever the topic may be. He is using a WordPress.com site. That means it is free of charge. It's a tremendous benefit. There are many what they call themes, in other words, templates for various kinds of websites. Most of them are free. Some of them are commercial. You have to pay maybe $50 or $75 for the theme, but it's very reasonable, and it doesn't cost you anything to host a website on WordPress.com, so it's a terrific way to get started. So let's go through the site. Here are some recommendations I would make. I would put the box Raise New Arithmetic and the slogan Free Video Lessons for the companion set to the original McGuffey Readers. That's fine. I would put that here at the top so that somebody who comes to this site will instantly see what it is. You may have only about 5 seconds to get a visitor convinced that he ought to stay on the site and take a closer look. You don't have much time. So I would put this at the top. It says the name of the site, and it has a major benefit. What's the benefit? Free video lessons for the companion set to the original McGuffey Readers. Now, this identifies Raise New Arithmetic as late 19th century, which is fine. And it was a companion set and much bigger, much more complex and involved than the McGuffey Readers. I think there were something like 120 different courses that were made available, but this is the arithmetic course. So I'd put it up here. Now you see these. These are fine. I think that's a very good idea. I would put these, however, underneath. I do that on my Gary North site. I would recommend the same. If you're going to use a bar system across the top, put it under the masthead. Now the picture is a little blurred. That's a problem because he's had to blow up an old photo. But you get the idea. There's nothing wrong with it because it conveys information. Now, what does it convey? This is clearly an old-fashioned illustration. So this is saying loud and clear, this is an old-fashioned set of books. Well, it is an old-fashioned set of books. Now, if somebody wants new-fashioned books, that person's going to leave the site right now. But that's okay because he wasn't going to stay anyway because this was not what he wanted. So if you're trying to get interest from parents who are using the McGuffey Readers, well, already that parent is interested in older training materials. So this is okay. I don't have any objection to this picture. Usually pictures don't convey much information. I don't think it's a good idea to have a picture. I'd rather have an advertisement, list some benefits or something. But I make an exception here because this picture really does position this site properly. Late 19th century, old-fashioned curriculum, old-fashioned teaching methods, fine. That's what the site is. The picture conveys this. Now let's go down. I wouldn't repeat it. You've already got this in the masthead. You might do it. It's okay because it does tell people what they can do. Now let's go back up to the About section. And it has a very brief statement, a free online format for using the classic, that's a good word, the classic Ray's New Arithmetic series to learn the elements of arithmetic, grades K through 5. I wouldn't use through. Now, why wouldn't I use through? This is an old-fashioned masthead. This is an old-fashioned curriculum. This is a new-fashioned way to spell through, and I wouldn't use it. I'd use the old spelling. Let's keep it consistent. If you're going to have an old-fashioned image in the masthead, have the old-fashioned spelling down here. Now you can have all the share this. That can help people. I don't have any objection to it. Frankly, however, if it's the home page, you have to go to, I click this to get to the home page, which is good. Now I go to the home page. Now the problem is it doesn't have home. It has about. There should be a home right here. And that takes you to the home page, not to one of the other pages. So that's an addition I would recommend. Latest lessons. That's fine. The parent probably wants the latest lesson. Older posts. That's okay too. I have no objection to that. You go to the older posts and you get some information about it. And the first volume you get some information about Ray's Arithmetic and lots of background material. That's all good. The parent wants to know what this is all about. I am in favor of that. So there's no objection there as far as I'm concerned. Now, back it up. I don't think in case of older posts, maybe that's the best phrase to use. You might have here historical background to Ray's Arithmetic. I'd tell them what it is. If that's what is on the page, tell them here what it is. Latest lessons, that's fine. Has a date, that's also a good idea. Tells you who the guy is. Well, now let's see who this guy is. So you click over here. And now you get some background. He says his name. And I guess that's, I'm having a little bit of trouble in terms of the bounciness of the site, but that's not a disaster. It says about Paul Ramirez. Unfortunately, right here, it doesn't tell you. So I would not have this. If you go to the guy's name, if you put your name up there, and you should, tell who you are, tell something about who you are. You might have a little video about who you are. Not too long, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. Talk about who you are. And also, this is crucial, you've got to have a contact me somewhere on the author identification page. Never, ever put up a site that doesn't have a way for the user to contact you. He may never contact you, but that tells the user you are open, you are public, you're not some kind of a snooper, especially related to anything with children. You had better make it real clear who you are, how to contact you, and so forth, because if you're dealing with children, absolutely you want to be open and above board. So now let's go back to the home page. And again, it ought to be up here as well. So we have latest lessons, and it's okay to have your latest lesson, but let's go back down here. At this point, this part of the page ceases. Below that, there isn't anything. My opinion is this should be the bottom of the front page or home page of your website. Your website should not extend too much below your last bar. Now, it may be on the right side. It doesn't matter. But at the last point, that should be to the bottom of the site. Now, let's show you what's wrong. There are too many videos. Nobody's going to scroll down to read about these videos, to watch all these videos, to find them. That's wasted space. So that should be removed from the front page at about whatever it is you want to end it with at this point. Then they should be on other pages. I would have probably, if it were my site, only the latest 3 videos. I wouldn't crowd up the front page much more than that. 3 videos would be fine. That gives the visitor a chance to see what kind of videos these are, and the individual can make the decisions as to whether he wants to come back to the site. Now, this is all good. I'm in favor of having a click-through where you can click the title and you go right to that video. But same problem, you're loading up this page too much. When you go to a lesson, there should only be that one lesson. Nothing else, that's it. You click to the name of a lesson, only that lesson should be on that page. So let's go back, and I'll show you what happens. Again, the more you put on the front, the jumpier the page gets. It's more difficult to scroll down. So you go over here, let's go latest videos, primary math reviews. Don't do that. One lesson, one video, one message per click-through. Don't lard up the site. Get the site compact. Get the site really efficient. One click, one video. That's the rule. One click, don't have multiple exercises, multiple lessons. One click, one lesson. One click, one video. If you don't do that, you're going to confuse people. Now, if the videos absolutely have to be in a batch because you're getting across one idea, okay, that's legitimate. If there are 3 short videos instead of one long one, fair enough. One basic idea, one message per click. Don't lard up the pages. That's how I want to describe it. You make them too full. Make them short and to the point. Now let's go to the left-hand side. You have to have a left-hand side. Here is a problem. Look at all the lessons, and there's no title to the lesson. What happens when he has 100 lessons? What happens when he has 150 lessons, 200 lessons? This will get totally unmanageable. What he needs is this, primary math. And that's it. None of this would be here. Now, if he had a template which would let you click that and immediately get on the screen here a list of the lessons or the names or whatever, fine. This should go to a separate page. Now, if primary math is going to have 100 lessons, however many lessons, by the way, lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, there better be 5 here, not 9. That 9 is out of place. Something's wrong. But if you're going to have the lessons in a row, don't put it on the home page. That should be a click-through, and I will click through. I'm clicking primary math. Now you get the lessons. That's where it belongs. On the click-through page, not the home page. You don't want the home page to be cluttered. Now, the primary math page should not probably have all of this. Don't put in all of this. Primary math should be limited to primary math. You could put home up here so the guy knows how to get back. Home should be with all of them. But other than that, nothing. Don't take any space for this, this, this. It would be, I guess, okay to have this since it reminds him that's where he is. I have no objection to that. It says primary math. It should say primary math over here. Nothing else except home. Do have home. Now this is confusing here. Recent posts. Take that out. Don't have anything down the side. Only primary math. If you've gone to a department called primary math, unless you don't have any choice. Now, if you don't have any choice with the particular theme, okay, you got to live with it. But primary math should be exclusively devoted to primary math. Now let's look at the center of the page. That's good. Primary math, that's what I want to know. Tells me what book I'm in. That's fine. Has 89 lessons. I wouldn't put in 89. That's kind of a legal deal. I would just have 89 lessons. I might even only put in the numbers, but I wouldn't put in this. Click on each lesson to view the video. Excellent. If you want the reader to do something, tell him what it is you want him to do. That's a good idea. You want that. Now, these are related to numbers and figures. Fine. These are all lessons related to numbers and figures. Excellent. Oral exercises. Well, I don't know what those would be, but it doesn't matter because I can click through and find out. There's addition. Okay. Then there's addition review. That's okay. Then comes subtraction. That's good. Subtraction review. That's good. Multiplication. And he'll probably add more later on. This is all good as long as it's primary math. That's the important thing. As long as it's from the same textbook, which it presumably is, primary arithmetic, this is all good. Now again, my personal opinion is if you can get rid of all of this, do it. Now let's go back. This should not be here, just primary math. What I would do then, below primary math, I would have the later mathematics books listed. So basically, this would be only the specific volumes. Each of the Ray's arithmetic volumes should be down on the left-hand side. None of the actual lessons, because you want to keep it compact. Search is okay. That's a good thing to have. Recent posts, that's okay. It certainly lets people know what's available, what they may have missed. If you're going to have comments, that's okay. I'm not sure what to do here. That's not live, but I'm presuming there will be comments when this site is finished. And then follow Ray's Arithmetic by email. So that's fine too. If you want to follow it, you should follow it. That's a good idea. Archives. I don't care about the date. I care about the topic. Now, if you have a topic, fine. Archive, topic, terrific. Archive date, total waste of time. Nobody ever looks. That's old news. That's old-fashioned. I'm not given enough content to lure me to click a link. If you're going to have archives, have topics. So somebody will say, yeah, I want that topic. I'll click it. Categories. That, in my opinion, should come higher. That should be higher up on this left-hand side. Let's click one. Arithmetic. Let's see what we have here. Larded. Page is too full, cluttered. Too much stuff. Don't have anything more than a definition of what the arithmetic is in this section. If it's a category, then explain the category, like arithmetic. Explain what it does at the top so the person knows. And then take the person through a series of links. I'm not even sure here why all of this is here. You should have had that, or the reader should have had access to this by means of the initial categories up here by the particular volumes. You can have subtraction, but let's click subtraction. If you go to subtraction, it better be consecutive, and it better be clear exactly what it is. Now that's better. You've got here 3 videos and they're related to subtraction. Okay, that's all right. That would be legitimate. But if you're going to put 30 videos up, that's a mistake. Put 30 options up. Put 30 links up to a page that has 1 video. But the general rule is 1 video per page or 1 particular kind of mathematics problem per page with shorter videos. Normally, 1 video or 1 type of exercise per page. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't fill the pages up with information. You want to make it easy to access exactly the kind of information you're after. Raise arithmetic on Twitter. Okay, if that's what you want, that's fine. Personally, if it were my choice, I would have this stuff on the right-hand side. I would have all of the interaction material on the right-hand side. This is what I do with GaryNorth.com. Now, this is what I do with Ron Paul Curriculum. The categories, the lessons, the courses, they're on the left-hand side. The interaction of the participants, that's on the right-hand side. Again, less clutter per side of the page. If the person wants interaction, he looks to the left-hand side of the page. If the person wants course material, content, he looks to the left-hand side of the page. I like the 3-column site. I think they're much more efficient in terms of getting people right to the information that they want to get at. This basically is my overall assessment. Frankly, if you have all these up here, except I wouldn't, I'd have them down here. Under those conditions, I might have them on the side. It would be okay to have them on the side because there won't be many categories, but keep the lessons off of the left-hand side. This is a good beginning. I think this is going to be an excellent site. I think that users are going to have tremendous benefit here, but it must be made easier to navigate. Navigation is crucial for a website. The more complex it is, the less likely people will continue to return to the site. Navigation and ease of use is really important in developing a website. I wish you well if you're going to use this as an example, and I certainly wish the producer of this website all the success in the world because, of course, the Ron Paul curriculum will, I think, be beneficial to him, and it will certainly, the site will certainly be beneficial to the Ron Paul curriculum. By the way, part of what he can do is to set up an affiliate program with the Ron Paul curriculum so that anybody who is directed to the Ron Paul curriculum for grades 6 through 12 and who then subscribes to the curriculum, the individual who has directed the individual to the Ron Paul curriculum will get half of the money of the subscription and half of the money every year that the parent resubscribes for his family. So it's a way for him to monetize his website.